The vacuum of space offered no forgiveness. Tella knew this as her small craft spun out of control, warning lights flashing across her console. Debris from the recent skirmish between her people and the Dravian pirates had damaged her navigation system. With oxygen reserves dropping and no way to stabilize her trajectory, the blue-skinned alien faced the cold reality of her fate. "Mayday, Mayday. This is Scout Vessel KT-12 requesting immediate assistance." Tella called into her communication system. Static answered her pleas. Her slender fingers, each with an extra joint compared to a human's, trembled as she tried once more to restart the engines. The Galactic Alliance had warned all Novan scouts about venturing near the asteroid belt where pirate activity had increased. But Tella, always the curious explorer, believed her ship's superior cloaking technology would keep her safe while she collected data on unusual energy signatures in the region. Her overconfidence had proven costly. As her ship drifted toward the larger fragments of the asteroid field, Tella resigned herself to her fate. Her species, the Novans, believed that when death came, one should face it with dignity. She closed her large violet eyes and prepared for impact. The jolt that came was not what she expected. Instead of the crushing force of collision, she felt a sudden deceleration. Opening her eyes, Tella saw another ship, crude by Novan standards, but effective, had locked onto her vessel with a tractor beam. Through the viewport she could make out the distinctive shape of a human vessel. The Novans had only recently established diplomatic relations with humans, whom many species considered primitive yet surprisingly resourceful. Their technology was inelegant but remarkably adaptable. KT-12, this is Captain Tom of the Earth vessel Pathfinder. We've got you secured. Prepare for docking. The voice coming through her comms was deep and steady. Tella had never interacted directly with a human before, but she knew enough of their language to respond. Understood, Captain. My docking mechanism is damaged, but I can attempt manual override. Negative. Your hull integrity is compromised. We'll bring you aboard through our emergency airlock. Stand by. Hours later, Tella sat in the Pathfinder's medical bay, a thermal blanket wrapped around her shoulders. Her skin, normally a vibrant blue, had paled from the ordeal. The ship's doctor, a human female called Maya, had treated her for mild decompression sickness. "You're lucky Captain Tom spotted your distress signal," Maya said, checking Tella's vital signs. "Not many ships patrol this quadrant anymore." The door to the medical bay slid open and Captain Tom entered. He was taller than Tella had expected, with broad shoulders and weathered features that spoke of years navigating the harshness of space. His eyes, a striking green, studied her with curiosity rather than suspicion. "How's our guest doing, Doctor?" "She'll recover completely," Maya replied. "Novans are remarkably resilient." Tom approached Tella, keeping a respectful distance. "We'll reach the nearest Alliance outpost in about 2 days. Your ship is beyond repair, I'm afraid." "You saved my life," Tella said simply. "My people will compensate you generously." Tom waved away her offer. "That's not why we helped. Anyone would have done the same." But Tella knew this wasn't true. Most spacefaring races would have calculated the risk before attempting a rescue, especially in pirate-infested territory. Humans, she was discovering, operated on different principles. Over the next 2 days, Tella found herself drawn to the ship's bridge, watching as Tom navigated through the dangerous sector with remarkable skill. His crew, a diverse group of humans, worked with an efficiency that belied their supposedly inferior technology. "Your navigation techniques are unconventional," Tella observed on the second day, standing beside Tom as he charted their course manually rather than relying solely on computer calculations. Tom smiled. "Humans have a saying, sometimes you need to trust your gut." "Your intestines." "Provide navigational insight?" Tella asked, genuinely confused. Tom's laughter filled the bridge. "It means sometimes instinct is more valuable than pure data." The concept was foreign to Tella's logical mind, but she found herself intrigued rather than dismissive. When pirates ambushed them near the Alliance outpost, it was Tom's gut instinct that allowed them to outmaneuver 3 enemy vessels despite being outgunned. As Tella watched Tom calmly issue orders during the attack, something shifted within her. The admiration she'd developed for his competence deepened into something more complex. His bravery, his unwavering commitment to his crew, his willingness to risk everything for principles rather than profit, these were traits rarely found among the calculated diplomacy of the Alliance races. When they finally reached the outpost, Tella found herself reluctant to leave. Standing in the docking bay, she searched for the right words. "Captain, my people have much to learn from yours," she said formally. "I would request permission to continue studying human methods of space navigation." Tom saw through her diplomatic veneer. "Is that what you really want to say, Tella?" Her violet eyes met his green ones. "No," she admitted. "What I want to say is that I wish to understand more about humans. About you, specifically." Tom's expression softened. "The Pathfinder could use a cultural liaison from the Novan people. If your superiors approve, we'd welcome you aboard." Tella's heart, both of them, quickened their pace. "I will make the necessary arrangements." 6 months later, as the Pathfinder explored the uncharted regions beyond Alliance space, the crew had grown accustomed to seeing their captain and the Novan scientist, with their heads bent together over star charts, their hands occasionally touching. If anyone noticed how Tella's gaze lingered on Tom when he wasn't looking, or how the captain seemed more alive in her presence, they kept such observations to themselves. The universe was vast and often hostile, but it had brought together two beings from different worlds who had found something precious in their differences. Tella had once believed her species superior in their logical approach to existence. Now she understood what Tom had taught her, that sometimes the most logical decision was to follow one's heart.